passes for fury among your misbegotten kind!
Hi guys, hope you're well. I've been a bit quiet because I've obviously been busy with work and there's some other bits and bobs that have come up in my sort of hobby time that I've actually been trying to complete. But I wanted to show you something that I've been working on recently to add to my Sisters of Battle army. I've been reading the Codex, the most recent one that's come out, and I've been wanting to add a load of priests to my Sisters of Battle squads, Dominion squads, and some of the other squads that I use within the normal sort of 1500 points to 1850 list that I run. Never really thought of running priests before, just purely because I was quite happy with the way the standard units worked. But then when I was reading through the Codex the other day, some of the buffs that they give to the units are absolutely phenomenal. I wanted to sort of run them through with you. I mean, obviously, if you're interested, if you collect Sisters, this is going to be very beneficial to you. If not, then it might just be a good insight into the army. So either take the video as it comes, really. So Ministorum Priests, they are basically a 25-point model before you give them any upgrades, and the loadout you can give them is absolutely phenomenal. And also on top of that, the thing that they've got is battle hymns, which is something that will buff the priest and the unit that you put the priest within. You can have up to 5 in your army, so you can pay the points for 5 to add to your army. They're not a mandatory HQ choice, even though they are an HQ, but you can basically have them running around and allocated to units to give them that sort of benefit. So in front of you can see a load that I've made. First of all, what I've done is I bought a box of Empire Flagellants and I've converted and pinned them to the absolute hell. You'll see a lot in front of you that are wielding sort of Combi Weapons and plasma guns, and that is perfectly legal. You can pay 25 points for a model and then give him a 15-point plasma gun, and then you've got, he's running around at ballistic skill 3, so he's hitting on 4s, but you've got a priest, a very cheap guy that you can buff your unit up within firepower and also the battle hymns, which I'll go on to a bit later. So firstly, the loadout and the equipment that you can give them. So as I said, 25 points basic unit. They come with flak armour, las pistol, close combat weapon, frag grenades, crack grenades. They also come with a Rosarius, which gives them a 4+ invulnerable, which is very useful for keeping them alive. Normal armour save is a bit pants, it's 5+, but obviously if you're using a Rosarius in for invulnerables and things, you're getting the 4+. So essentially he's like a chaplain, just minus obviously the wounds. The stats for them, so weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds 1, initiative 3, attacks 2, leadership 7, and obviously a 5+ save, 4+ invuln for the Rosarius. The rules themselves, independent characters, they obviously come with war hymns, and they have Zealot as well. Zealot, if you're not aware what that does, the first round of combat that the priest or the squad that is attached to get into, they re-roll all fail to hit, so you're getting that buff just because of having the priest in the unit, or obviously from the priest on his own. What they can do with the sort of upgrades you can give them, so they can replace the las pistol with an auto gun for free, not very good, a bolt pistol for 1 point, a bolt gun for 1 point, a plasma gun for 15 points, and then up below that it says that they can take melter bombs at 5 points a model, and also a Ministorum Priest can take items from the melee weapons, range weapons, and ecclesiarchy relics. Now that's the most important bit. Obviously the plasma gun above allows you to take that, but the relics, the melee, and also melee weapons, and also the range weapons is a really good option. So as you can see in front of you, what I've got is I've got a couple that have got combi weapons, combi plasmas. I'm also going to be doing it so that I can remove these guns. They're going to be magnetised on it, but they're just tack glued on at the moment. But I'm going to be able to, all the ones with combi weapons are going to basically have the ability to take a combi plas, combi melter, or combi flamer. And then you can see a couple that I've converted to have eviscerators. You've got another one here that's got obviously a combi plas, or it's going to have combi weapons. This guy, I've converted him, and I'll show you when I go through the models more in depth. This guy is actually carrying the Mace of Valan. The rules for that are phenomenal. It really buffs the priest dramatically, and it makes him very deadly in close combat. So as you can see, I've made 5 with plasma guns. Have done a cheeky conversion and given one guy, as you can see here, I've given him 2 plasma pistols. Essentially, I'm just modelled it so he essentially carries a plasma. He's carrying a plasma gun. But the reason I've done that is I just thought it'd be good to make one of the priests look like he's actually gunslinging. A little bit different. These flagellant models are brilliant, really nice models to convert. I've done a little bit of pinning that you'll see on some of the other models, and it will require some green stuff. But it's a really nice kit to work with. So if you are interested in making some of these, then I definitely recommend picking up the flagellant kit and using that. Going back to sort of like the loadout options. So an eviscerator, as you obviously may be aware or you may not be aware, essentially it is a double chainsword, but it gives you that +2 strength, or it's ×2 strength, sorry, beg your pardon. It gives you ×2 strength. You are hitting last because it's unwieldy and it's initiative 1, but essentially you've got a 25-point model with an eviscerator that you can give them that's running around with essentially a chain fist or power fist. It's striking at AP2, so you can go up against Terminators and you can go up against a lot of Marines with this guy and you'll absolutely tear through them. The other weapons that are good for them, I would definitely recommend Combi Weapons, because the way that I'm loading out my squads now, all my sergeants have got Combi Flamers, Combi Melters, and then you've got a Flamer within the squad and also a Heavy Flamer. So this guy will allow you to take a third special weapon in the squad. So if you think you've got a 10 sister squad, you drop one of the sisters out to 9, chuck a priest in the unit so you can still mount them in a transport. You've got a squad with 4 special weapons, strength 7, strength 8 if you've got melters in there, or loads and loads of flamer templates, so you can really pile on the pressure on what you're attacking. And then when you charge in, the priest lets you re-roll all of your fail to hits, so he's giving you that re-roll. So it's a really beneficial unit to include in any troop squads. Again, with sort of like Dominions and things like that, when they're outflanked with all their melter weapons, if you give him a combi weapon, you give him a combi melter, he's adding to that firepower. He won't get the ignore cover that Dominions get, but he will get a very good sort of a chance to do some decent damage with that squad and buff that unit to hell. We'll dive on in and have a look at the models that I've made in a minute, but I just really want to emphasise, if you collect sisters or if you're interested in collecting sisters, make sure you are using priests, because they really, really buff your unit. Other good things about them, they can take, as I said, ecclesiarchy relics. Now the relics themselves, they are fantastic, much like many of the relics that come within a lot of the different army lists that are out there. But what I would definitely recommend is the Mace of Valan. Mace of Valan is it's not unwieldy, but it's a mace that you can obviously put on one of your. It's only available to a priest. This is the good thing about it. The Mace of Valan is basically a mace that strikes at +2 strength, so it buffs your priest at +2 strength, so it makes your priest strength 5. When you charge and when you basically attack with this guy, basically the priest allows you to do a war hymn. Now war hymns, what it essentially is you do a leadership test on 2d6. Obviously they're leadership 7, so you have to get 7 or under. If you pass, you get the opportunity to use one of 3 war hymns, as far as I'm aware. Now the first war hymn, essentially what it lets you do is it lets you re-roll all failed armor saves and invulnerable saves on the priest and any squad he is attached to. So you're getting to re-roll your 3-up armor save on your Sisters of Battle in their power armor, and also if they get an instant killed, you get to re-roll the 6+ Shield of Faith armor save or invulnerable save as well. So this guy makes most of your sister squads pretty tough and survivable. They're gonna last against most weapons, and it really gets rid of that worry of any of them being toughness 3. That's the first battle hymn, and all you've got to do is essentially just pass a leadership test with the priest. That's the best thing about it. The second one of the war hymns that the priest gives, he actually gives himself smash. Now the good thing about that, and if you obviously arm him with a Mace of Valan and you roll your war hymn, pass your leadership test, and you get to use the smash. If he's armed with that, obviously he's getting a +2 strength. Now the way the rules work now with the new 40k in 7th edition, he's going to be striking at strength 8 AP2. Now that means obviously he's going to be able to go against most things. You can go up against Marines and you're instant killing Marines with each turn with 1 smash attack. So it really makes him strong. The other good thing about the Mace of Valan as well, looking at it, is it's actually got a special rule called Chaos Bane. The Mace of Valan gains Flesh Bane and Armour Bane special rules when the wielder is within 6 inches of any one or more models with a demon special rule. So if you're going up against demon lists, and especially with a new psychic power, they're summoning demons, you've got your priest there, your 50-point model with the Mace of Valan. He's basically going up against demons, and he's getting Armour Bane and Flesh Bane against them, and he's striking at strength 8 AP2. And this is just a guy that you can have inside your Sisters of Battle squad. He's buffing the unit, he's putting some serious close combat ability within that squad, the thing that obviously Sisters do lack. And he's really kicking an absolute punch in the unit. The third war hymn that the priest actually gets is quite good. It's not as, I wouldn't say, out of the 3 hymns that they've actually got, I wouldn't say it's probably one that I would take, but it is there if you obviously do need it. Essentially what it does, it's called the Righteousness of the Emperor. What it basically does is it allows the priest and his unit to re-roll failed 2 wound rolls until the end of the next phase. So it is quite good. I would personally, with the Zealot, it probably makes more sense to, if you re-roll in the first round of combat, you're re-rolling all your misses. It allows you to obviously re-roll any failed wounds, so you're maximising on the damage that the priest and his unit are going to be kicking out. Do recommend it. I still think, personally, for me, I'm either going to go for the re-rolling all failed wounds and invulnerables, or the smash, depending on what I'm coming up against. But I do thoroughly recommend you get some priests for your Sisters of Battle squads. I think you can use them with guard as well, so they're really good for buffing guard units on top of orders, which is the good thing about them. There's another actual relic that I would recommend taking with a priest, and the reason why, and this is the important thing, is what it basically does is it allows your priest to essentially ignore like the having to roll the leadership. So the best thing about it is your priest can automatically get the war hymns. It doesn't even have to worry about it. Let me just check which one it is. It is the Litanies of Faith. You arm your priest, or you give your priest Litanies of Faith, and that's why I've given this guy a book as well, just in case. Litanies of Faith, basically what it does is the bearer and the bearer's unit can basically automatically pass any leadership test, and also any act on the act of faith, and also war hymn. So if you put him in a unit of dominions, for example, they're automatically ignoring cover with their melter guns or flamers or whatever you give them, you know. And also on top of that, if they get into combat, he's allowed to use his smash attack automatically. So you can see obviously the benefit of that. Personally, for me, Mace of Valan or Litanies of Faith, they're probably the two that I would take if you're going to pay points for that. Obviously, the 25 points a model, they can become sort of pricey. If you give them all plasma guns and you run 5, that's 200 points. So obviously you've got to weigh up the options. Their standard weapon loadout isn't the best. They're still smashing at strength 6, AP 2. But if you really want to go all the way for a combat, sort of a really strong combat unit, go with a Mace of Valan or an Eviscerator, as you can see on a couple of made in front of you. That's really enough about them, like sort of rules and stuff. If you've got any questions, chuck some info below, and I'll try and reply to you as quick as I can. Diving in on the squad, modelling wise, as you can see, I've done a couple that have got plasma guns. I think I've got 5 here out of the 10 that have got plasma guns. Tried to put me in a variation of poses. I've had green stuff on this one just purely because the gap. Had to pin them to make him look like he's firing. So again, very, very quickly run around all these models. Tried to do something a little bit different, give them a bit of character, all of them. So this guy's running with a knife. All of them have had Rosarius put on from the Terminator kit that you get these little things that I never ever stick on. So there you go, you can see them. Nice little addition. Put purity seals and bits on there just to 40k them up really from the sort of like Warhammer Fantasy sort of look. Really, really like this guy a lot. Moving forward, put the Rosarius on as a collar piece, giving him some parchments here, purity seals. They all have obviously frag and crack grenades. These come with a flagellant kit, nice little thing sort of dangling off of his robes. Other guy that I really like with a dual wielding gunslinging, looks a bit like a cowboy of some sort, Texas sort of cowboy sort of thing. Giving him a close combat weapon on his back as well from the scout biker kit. Other guy here, first guy with an Eviscerator. Really like making this model. Different head as well. It's got like a flaming head, makes him look a bit more sort of like radical sort of looking. Parchments from Marine kits, again sort of knife on the back. Some bits from the Dark Angel Raven Wing kit, just hanging off like a sort of like burning ember sort of thing. Again, Rosarius, some keys and bits and bobs. Next guy with the Eviscerator, running forward. Tried to get all the poses a little bit different so they all stand out. Obviously made 10 because I'm going to all the different loadouts that I want to run, just so I can obviously buff units in different ways, with different sort of roles for all my squads, my sister squads. Really nice sort of bells and things like that you can hang off the side. Another guy with a plasma gun, sort of advancing forward, knife, close combat weapon, all purity seals again, as you can see. Really had fun making these models. They're really, really good kits. As I said earlier, if you can pick one up and make some, they're the best way of making priests rather than the old sort of metal ones. Another guy with a Combi Plas. So as I said, I'm going to tack these on for the moment and then magnetise them so I can change over to other sort of Combi Weapons as well. So that's basically it, guys. If you do like what you see, and then just obviously put some comments below. I'd appreciate it a lot. Just quickly, this guy got green stuff in. Obviously, that's how I've been pinning the arms on, as you can see. Converted the Mace of Valan out of loads of different bits. You know, the Dark Angel sort of mace. I think some Terminator kit, purity seals. You know, like the Terminus sign, and then obviously the grip, things like that. If you like what you see, drop some comments below. Let me know what you think. I hope that's helped with any Sisters players out there. Should really try if you can to pick up some priests and make some for your units. They really will buff your unit, make them stronger. Hope you like what you see, guys. Drop me some comments below as always. Like the video if you like what you see, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys. Take care. Bye bye.